Hi, I am Mike Jarrell. I am the program director with the Narragansett Bay Estuary Program based in Providence, Rhode Island. We have a bunch of individual projects that range from, planning projects to on the ground, but I think the one I'm most proud of that's still in progress is a work we're doing in the Blackstone River watershed, which goes from Providence all the way up to Worcester, Massachusetts. It is the home of the Industrial Revolution. This river had been trashed for centuries, and great champions up there for 50 years, starting in the 70s, did some great work to bring it back. It needs more work. And what we've been engaged in with SNEP funds for the last, I guess, about 8 months, and will continue into 2021, is to figure out what's the next 50 years in the Blackstone. How do we take this old, rather forgotten river, but that is vitally important for water quality, for habitat, for quality of life, for all kinds of different people, urban, rural, different states, no matter what your political affiliation is. This is a vital artery for the region. We have money from SNEP to bring people together to talk about what's next there. And we've had about 130 people on a distribution list. We've had meetings that are averaging about 40 people. Numbers of people don't matter, but it says that people care and are engaged. And our plan with that is to write a needs assessment that says, how do we get from A to Z? We've got great passion, great need, but a lot of need. So what's the biggest need? How can we fund it? How can we get from A to Z? Is a project that we've been working on, and it's the Blackstone River Watershed Needs Assessment Project that we're particularly proud of because it touches all the places where we work. It has the element of bringing people together to create collaborative solutions. We're talking a lot about monitoring and data and how it might be useful to plan what we're going to do for the next 50 years in the Blackstone. And then also our setting up this watershed to be able to go after more grants. This has been an underserved watershed for lots of grant programs, not because there's not a need, not because there aren't great people working there. They're just busy, the capacity is low, and there's so much to do, they don't know what to do next. So I would say that's, I think, our proudest work we've done this year and moving into next year, that we really want to make a difference in the Blackstone River watershed.
That's awesome. And Mike, that's actually a great lead into my last question is, what are you most looking forward to for 2021?
More money for pre-project planning that sparks, stimulates, catalyzes, whatever your favorite word is, more good on the ground projects, more shovel ready projects that can happen. And our focus is going to be to help people get the right project in the right place. And rather than being opportunistic, rather than popping around and finding where you can do projects, to have them be thoughtfully selected, designed, and put in the ground. And those projects work. And so I think that's what we're most excited about, that seems to be the greatest need for money. That seems to be the gap. And so to be able to work with SNEP partners, local partners on the ground, through our grants committee, and find these large and small projects that probably wouldn't happen without us and are going to spark all kinds of other great work moving forward is what I'm most looking forward to and most fulfills me. We usually don't, a lot of times we don't see the end game. We don't see the end project, whether it's a couple years down the road or 20 years down the road. So we create foundations, we create conditions for good things to happen. And that's really what we've been able to do with SNEP, is to allow people to determine, local communities, other NGOs, people that care, to determine what they want to do, but do it in a really thoughtful, planned out way where we know that the work that's going to result with further SNEP funding or other funding, that we've set the stage to have really high quality work coming forward in 2021 and beyond. What makes SNEP really unique is a couple of things. It's its consistency, as that we know as practitioners on the ground and those that we fund, that SNEP is going to be there, and that SNEP comes in and is in addition to other funding that is there. The other piece that is so important about it is the way the program is built is it's rather broad. It can handle water quality. It can handle habitat. It can be involved in resilience. It can connect to economic development. And then in terms of the things we fund, it can be meetings. It can be monitoring. It can be assessments. It can be plans. It can be projects on the ground. That broadness allows us to both be a catalyst for what needs to happen on the ground, but what those on the ground actually want. A lot of times sources of funding are very narrow and people have to fit themselves in it. The way SNEP has been designed, and at least the way it's been rolled out and largely rolled out within the Narragansett area, has been in that broad way. And people really appreciate that they're able to decide what they want to do. And again, they can come in and fund these things that other programs aren't able to fund.
Great. Well, Mike, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today. And we definitely look forward to continuing our work together for 2021 and the years to come. Thanks again.